Asus is releasing slew of smartphones in its Zenfone 3 series. The latest addition to this lineup is Asus Zenfone 3S Max ZC521TL. It is the next variant of the Zenfone 3 Max which we reviewed recently. So how much better is the Zenfone 3S Max compared to its predecessor? Let's find out in my following review. As all the Zenfone 3 series smartphones, build quality of Zenfone 3S Max is good. Although it doesn't have a metal body, the plastic body feels sturdy and rigid. It doesn't feel cheap at any point. The 2.5D curved Corning Gorilla Glass dominates the front side. This smartphone has dimension of 149.5mm by 73.7mm and thickness of 8.85mm. Even though it has smaller display, it feels quite big in hands due to its big bezels on top and the bottom, and also because it has a smaller width. You can see that clearly as we kept it beside the Zenfone 3 which has a big 5.5-inch display. This time around there have been some key changes in the design. The first thing you notice is the big heart key on the lower front of the smartphones, the kind you get in the Apple iPhone and Samsung smartphones. This key works as a fingerprint scanner. Above the display there is a front camera. On the bottom there is a micro USB charging port, speakers and also the two screws on the side of the charging port which we saw in the Zenfone 3 laser. The hybrid SIM card tray is located on the left side and on the right are the volume rockers followed by the power button. On the top there is a 3.5mm headphone jack and on the back we have the rear camera and LED flash to the left and Asus logo at the center. Just like its predecessor, Zenfone 3S Max has 5.2-inch IPS display with a resolution of 1280 by 720 with the resultant PPI being 282. The pixel density sounds low but the display is good overall. The color saturation is good and vibrant. Viewing angles are satisfactory, but colors fade out slightly at extreme angles. There have been little improvement in the specs as this Zenfone 3S Max now has MediaTek MT6750 1.5 GHz Octa-core processor with Mali-T860 GPU and 3GB of RAM. They have also increased the battery size to 5000 mAh, which was the prime specification of Zenfone 2 Max. The Zenfone 3S Max has 13 megapixel rear camera with f2.0 aperture and dual-tone LED flash. Following are some of the pictures clicked through Zenfone 3S Max's camera. As you can see, the image quality is decent in good light condition. They appear sharp and with excellent colors. It captures finest details with natural colors and the pictures are more on warmer side. This camera suffers a lot in a low light condition as you can see here. The pictures get noisy and there is a lack of detail. It performs slightly better when you put in a low light mode, but the overall performance is just satisfactory in low light mode. There is an 8 megapixel camera with f2.0 aperture which is good for taking selfies. The images taken are sharp and with good color accuracy. It also suffers in poor lighting conditions but makes it up with low light mode and manual setting. With an octa-core processor and 3GB of RAM, you can expect to get a good performance and Zenfone 3S Max doesn't let you down. It performs seamlessly through multitasking, gaming and day-to-day work. The smartphone runs the latest Android 7.0 which makes it the first Zenfone 3 series smartphone with the latest Android operating system. It still has the Zen UI skin on the top of it, so it's hard to notice the changes at first, but it gets all the goodies of Android 7.0 Nougat at the core. For an instance, you can use the split screen feature. If you have the two apps running, then just hold the recent apps key just a little longer and it will put both of the apps on your screen in a split manner. Then you can use both the apps simultaneously. You can even watch the video running in the split screen mode and do the browsing at the same time. So this feature is very useful and it is times like this I want the bigger display. The notifications panel is now completely redesigned, starting from the bigger notification tabs and more information with each notification. You also get the quick settings on the top and move around the existing icons. Even the number of shortcuts in the notification tray are now higher and all these features do come in handy at many times. The Android customization is at its best here thanks to the new Zen UI and Android Nougat. Coming back to the Zenfone 3S Max, I played Asphalt 8 Extreme, which happens to be the game I'm better at and is a big resource hog, a right combination to test this smartphone. The game loaded up quickly and ran without a clutter. The smartphone did get warm after 15 minutes of play, but it wasn't uncomfortable to hold at any point, so great gaming performance overall. Multitasking is smooth and fast. You can switch between apps without any issues. It does get a bit slower when you have too many apps running in the background, but overall it is a decent performer. After using the previous Zenfone 3 series smartphones, all of which had the fingerprint scanner on the back, I did struggle a lot at first with this fingerprint scanner which is placed at the front. But once I got used to this new design, I had no issues whatsoever. The only drawback here is that to unlock the screen, you need to first wake up the screen, either by fingerprint scanner button by clicking or by using the power button. Only after the screen is awake, you can unlock the device with your fingerprint. I don't understand what the purpose of this, but it does slow down my speed of unlocking the device compared to the earlier smartphones. We did run the AnTuTu and Geekbench for benchmarking tools, and following are the results. For the smartphone in the competitive segment, these are poor numbers theoretically. The hardware is now fully capable of handling heavy usage and day-to-day tasks, so you may not feel the difference in your average daily use. But you can definitely argue that other smartphones in this segment has a superior theoretical performance compared to the Zenfone 3S Max. The battery life is where Asus gave the prime attention when they created Max in the first place. All the Max smartphones in their respective Zenfone series have outperformed their competition when it comes to battery life. The Zenfone 3S Max is no exception. The 5000 mAh lithium-ion battery provides a remarkable battery backup. It doesn't support fast charging, so it does take a little about 2 hours to charge completely from 0%. Once fully charged on regular use, it has lasted me more than 2 days straight with little charging left on the third day. This is without any doubt an unbeatable battery performance for any smartphone. Though I didn't get to test it for constant heavy usage, it should definitely run well for more than a day. Even though it looks like there are 2 speakers at the bottom, the one on the right side of the charging port is the original speaker. It is loud and has minimum distortions at higher volumes. It lacks that extra bass, which is okay considering this is a smartphone. Also, the sound can get quickly muffled when you place your finger on it. The headphones provided with this smartphone are good. They have capsule designs and provide decent noise cancellation, so the music is as clear and sharp as possible. Even though this update to Zenfone 3 Max has come way too fast, it now has even better set of features and is consistent with its premium design. With this new version, you now get the latest and the best Android 7.0 Nougat operating system and battery life that no other smartphone in the segment can match. Zenfone 3S Max is a great smartphone I can recommend for everyday usage and gaming.
Thanks for watching Digital Conqueror. If you enjoyed watching this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more reviews.